welcome back. I'm really excited that you're here. I'm really excited to talk about shadow blocking. It's a really fun way to take your practice to the next level, and I just love it. So I just want to show you some examples first. So I have the shadows already all blocked out here. So I'll show you. So you can see, first of all, you can see the photo. And then if I turn this on, you can kind of see where I've put in the shadow part. So I've combined, so see this shadow is combined with this shadow, is combined with this shadow, instead of trying to find the shadow for each shape. And it may seem a little crazy right now, but it actually helps to make your shapes easier to read. Follow me on this, I promise. So you can see this one is almost all in shadow because we have the light coming from way out here, so it's a little bit different, but it's the same thing. The shadow for, let's see, yeah, there's like a little towel right there. This book, this whole flower thing, and the bottom of the book all can go together in one big shadow block. Same thing, but these ones, so this bowl, you can see, has a lot of shadow variation. So this ring right there is the bounce light that's coming off the table. You can see it's the same color. So that that ring will always kind of be a part of it. You can kind of see it on there as well. Not quite as well. But yeah, we can combine all of those shadows and things like this. You can decide whether or not to take out that that bounce light, and you could bring this all the way in here, right? So those kinds of things will just be something that you need to experiment with, which is super fun. This one, so I actually didn't do any shadows up in these flowers. I might have, like if I were to really draw, oopsie. If I were to be really working on this, like a composition like this, right? Go in here, we could get some of these dark, and when I say shadows, it doesn't necessarily have to be a shadow, it's darks. Anything that has a heavier weight on the visual weight on the page. Yeah. And we could even get in that if you wanted to do that. I find cloth incredibly frustrating. It's something that I really need to work on, so I'm not even going to attempt that. But and this one's a lot more low contrast. So this one, if I was going to paint this color would probably be something a lot lighter, like even like this kind of pink or something like that, like something really interesting. And then lastly, I have this one. So this is sort of low contrast the other way. This one's sort of dark, where this one's really light. So you want to be a little bit more discerning in this situation and not go too overboard on the shadows. I could probably bring this part in right there, but I'm gonna choose, if I was gonna draw, I would choose to leave this to help assist with the table, putting it on earth, right? So I'm going to show you a way that you can experiment with this in your sketchbook, and some interesting ways to use it. Okay, so if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen on my stories, I got this new book not long ago. This is a Moleskine. People are tempted to call it Moleskine. It's Moleskine. It's Italian, so there's that. So it's a lot more expensive for a little bit less pages, but I have been just loving it. They're so creamy. The paint sits really beautifully. They take water really well, even though they buckle a lot, but that doesn't bother me at all. I actually like really crinkly pages. So anyway, we're gonna go to the first page. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna sketch out a still life, and I'm gonna do it in pencil. been sketching with colored pencil for a long time. The last few months I've kind of moved to this, and I've been really enjoying the change. So I'm going to do kind of this same composition. I really like this, and you can see this little sphere that I blocked the shadow out a little more so you could see. So I'm going to do that. Remember how it looks. The cool thing about like containers and pottery and things like that is even if they're misshapen, it kind of doesn't matter because those exist in the world and those ones are always like the most expensive. Okay, so I think I'll have the light going, I don't know, we'll just have it going this way, kind of diagonally. We'll get one flower, gotta remember. Kind of cone shape. Super easy. Scribbles in a circle, right? A general circle. And you can just generally add the bottom and you have a flower facing that way. Just don't overthink it. Okay, so we had kind of a stick coming out this way. We'll have it go like that. There's my puppy. He's always near. So I guess this is maybe sort of inspired by like cherry blossom. I don't know, maybe not cherry blossoms. I don't know exactly what they're called. But I don't know. I guess a lot of trees probably do it, but they'll have like little blossoms kind of in the middle of a branch. Oh, I just think it's so dreamy and beautiful. I love it. Okay, we'll do a leaf. This is by far the noisiest dog I've ever had. Not only does he bark, I mean, not like he just has feelings. He's just very vocal. It almost is like he's talking. But his like living his life, he's so noisy. Okay, I don't really know what's happening right there. All right. Maybe. Okay, so we have this down. I'm gonna decorate my little pot a little bit. So now, instead of just going straight into the coloring, I'm actually going to lay down my lines with my Uniball Vision. This is my, it's the best pen, you guys. It's archival ink, it's fade proof, it's waterproof, it's just a delight. And it's really a beautiful line. Okay, so same thing, I'm gonna try to hold it out. This helps you loosen up. This is how we get these messy lines, is loosening up a little bit. And don't get me wrong, there's a time and a place to be really careful. This is not my time or my place. Oh, can you hear that? Can you stand it? It's so good. Okay, little stutter foot. Spooky season right now. I watched Hocus Pocus 2 the other night, and I was so nervous that I was gonna hate it because Hocus Pocus is one of my favorite movies in the world. But it was so good. The way that they like fold the old movie into the new movie, it's so good, you guys. Okay. branch more than just a line or a stem. I want it to be more of a branch. Okay. I'm just kind of making little scribbles just to kind of fill in this area. Doesn't really need to be super defined. Okay, now I'm gonna make sure it's dry. So I'll probably start over here and erase it. Look, cookies. This one used to be a cake, but I used it. My kid brings home these erasers in the shape of all different sorts of food. I don't really understand it, but I like it. Not quite as elegant as like these, where it like kneaded erasers, where it just like kind of rubs off and doesn't leave any residue. But yeah, that's my last kneaded eraser. I lost my other one. I don't know where it is. Oh, my cookie's falling apart. Probably shaking the camera. I'll be done in a second. Okay. Now, okay, so now that we have our lines down, this is really the fun part. So you can either get tracing paper. I really like this marker layout paper. Visual bond paper, I guess is really what it's called. Hey! So this is a little big for my book. So I do want to cut it down just so that, holy cow, dude, can you be quiet? There they are. Okay. And I'm not stressing too much about whether or not it's perfect. Doesn't really matter. I'm so shaky today. Anxiety and ADHD and just all sorts of crazy things, and my hands are just really shaky. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure it fits. It almost doesn't. Oh my gosh. And then I have a bunch of washi tape. Look at all my washi tape. So I have to pick one. I like to... That one's cute. We'll do this one today. And I like to cut it off. Just so it looks nice, just so that when I'm flipping through here, it looks nice. Okay, I've got to lean forward. I might get my head. Cut it off, and you just want to make sure this fits, because if it doesn't fit as you're flipping through your book, it's just going to fall out. And I like it to stay here. I don't know. I think it's fine. So now I'm going to do this with alcohol marker. You could do it with watercolor marker. This paper will take, I'll show you on a different piece. But it's, and tracing paper I think will be the same thing. This visual bond paper, the reason it's better is because it won't bleed through for alcohol markers. It holds the pigment in. So, oops, let's do this side. Right? Nothing on the other side. Whereas, I mean, if you did that, push hard at all on a normal piece of paper, it's coming through. And you can see it on the other side, but it didn't, you know, it's not bleeding through onto this paper. And it takes watercolor marker pretty well. I have, so these like Ecoline, Ecoline. And then I also have these like Tombows. that it takes pretty well. So any sort of like translucent, and you know what, you could even do like, let's grab one of these, like an alcohol mark, or what's this, acrylic marker, and do it. It will take it. So this paper is really great to work. I have it in, oh, is it on another page in here? I was just gonna show you. Oh yeah, so I have this that I did. So I painted these in and I really liked them, and I wanted to line them, but I didn't want to lose what I had here. So I taped this in and did lines. So then when I scan this in, all you have to do is put just a piece of copy paper in between. You can scan it, get nice clean lines, and then still have them together as one piece. So I really like it. I think it's really fun. And yeah. Okay. So now, so with this, I'm gonna do some shadows. So I'm gonna pick a color. Let's work on sort of a low contrast like I was talking about. So let's pick a fun color. Nope, don't want to go low contrast. Want to do red. Things change quick around here. Keep up. Oh, and look at all this red. Holy cow, look at this. Can you believe that? I was meant to use red. That's cool. And the book is red. We're done. Okay. So I'm gonna do this one because this one's easy. You can always get in the cast shadow, especially in a still life. If that's what you're doing, you can apply this same thing to any. Hey, you see my puppy. Okay, there's one. And again, see, nothing. It will always do that, but it won't come through on the page. So now I really just need to decide how to do this. I can do this if I want. Yeah. I don't know, that straight line might have been ill-advised. Yep, it was. We'll just combine it. So probably, unless it's a straight item like a book or something, probably want to avoid straight lines because of what you just saw. So okay. So now I just want to go and do some on the flowers. So we definitely want to get this like branch. Oops. Okay, and the reason I'm doing this whole thing, remember, is because this will have a lot of, I want this to have a lot of visual weight in relation to the rest, because I want it to be like, you know, a stick that was put in this little pot. A branch that has these little blossoms, right? So, and the best way to see if this is working is to squint your eyes. If you squint your eyes so you can really kind of just see the shapes and cut out all the other noise, you can see if it's working. And when I squint my eyes, I can see that I'm headed in a good direction. So and this remember was it, I wanted it like a cone. This one will probably be all in shadow, right? Because it'll be sort of hanging. Okay. Just do a little extra. These aren't shadows, really. Now I'm just drawing. But you get the idea. And then, so the reason I'm doing this is really just for practice. My dog got into something. Freaking fool gets into the toilet paper, steals toilet paper out of the bathroom, like rolls. Anyway, so this is the process of color blocking. The reason I would do this is just to experiment. You wouldn't always need to tape it down, I guess. I just like to because I think washi tape is cute. But you could just do like a bunch of these and experiment with different colors without having to commit to doing that. You can kind of just see which one you like and then maybe go in with some paint or markers or however else you wanted to finish it. Yeah, and if you do this, make sure you tag me on Instagram. It's junglepaper.co, and I'd love to see your work. And I'll see you next time. Bye, 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 bye.